Good morning. Thanks for being here with me today. I've been silent for 45 days, and that was on purpose. I was going into thoughtful reflection and trying to figure out what was going to happen next. So, got my cup of tea. Join me. Take a sip. This morning, it's a beautiful chakra tea called the root chakra. It's got hibiscus in it. It's from Buddha Teas. Absolutely love it. Anyway, two words I want you to learn today are narrative and perspective. And then I want to teach you a quick exercise that will help you. It is absolutely crazy in our world today. There is no changing that. There is no denying that, I should say. There's no denying that you wake up each morning to crazy stuff on the news. Our world, like my friends over in London at Reboot the Future, they have set out a book called Imaginal Cells. In the book Imaginal Cells, there's the story of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, which is really what attracted me to Reboot the Future. But in that story, it's the same. You know, the butterfly gets in its cocoon and all this crazy stuff happens to it and pop, it comes out as a butterfly. Well, while it's in there, all that volatile stuff that's happening to that poor little, caterpillar, he's changing, he or she is changing, enzymes are there, there's a lot of volatile stuff popping off here and there just to create that beautiful butterfly. Well, right now the world's in a cocoon. We're in a cocoon, you're in a cocoon, we're all in it. We're all in this volatile change that is happening. It's popping up everywhere in different shapes and different sizes. Anger for being locked up when half the country is running free. Anger for things that are happening by authority figures that should not be happening. Different things that are going on that are just creating this volatile impact. Now is the time. You're in your cocoon, I'm in mine, everybody's in theirs. Find out what your internal narrative is saying to you. Grab your notebook, grab your journal, grab your Master Your Story notebook. Write down in it saying what your narrative is. What are you thinking about today? What is bothering you? Why is it bothering you? And reach down into you to learn what your narrative is telling you. And then realize, for our second word, that everybody has a perspective. Whether you're here, there, whether you're my friend Tom, whether you're my friend Sweetie, whether you're my friend David, whether, Sally, Bobby, Susie, Jamal, doesn't matter. Everybody has a perspective that's been formulating since they were born. What makes us great and what makes this country great and the world great is that we all have different perspectives. And if we can learn to bring them together and unify them in a message of peace, then that's what we need to do. We need to help each other unify messages together based on our perspectives and bring it together in hope, love, and peace. And I hope you can do that. I really, truly hope you can do that. Sometimes you want to be the person throwing that brick. Sometimes you want to be that person lobbing that language across Facebook that is so nasty. I ask you to pause and try this exercise. This is the exercise I learned while I was in boot camp, and I've recently been using it in all my optimized coach training as I'm helping my clients. It's called box breathing. You inhale for 4 seconds. Breathe with me. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for at least 4, if you can go up to 8 if you'd like to exhale longer. And before taking in another breath, once you got to the end of your exhale, hold that moment for 4 seconds. And then inhale and repeat the process again and repeat it 5 times. It's really, really critical that you take the time to breathe before speaking. You can ask tons of speakers that we help train, and myself and other people who've walked out on the stage when, you have somebody yelling at you from the audience and it's really not a nice comment or it's meant to derail you. Speakers are trained to take a pause and inhale quickly because your first reaction is always going to be emotional. And emotion is great and passion is great, but it needs to be tempered with the proper narrative and the proper explanation of it. Otherwise, you'll lose your audience. And you'll lose people and friends too, especially if you're lobbing hate words across Facebook, which are just not really helpful in this time. So again, please remember, you have a narrative. The people sitting next to you, your family, everybody around you has their own narrative. And together, each of those perspectives brings the whole. Right now, our world is in a cocoon, very much like the imaginal cells that we talk about in our friend's book in London, Reboot the Future, has a book called Imaginal Cells. We're in this cocoon right now. The world is in a volatile space right now. Things are popping off, things are snapping off, the environment's acting up, everything is going wild around us. But like that caterpillar in the cocoon, We will break through this. And while you're in this cocoon, find out what your butterfly wants to look like. Be the butterfly you want to be and get out of the cocoon. It's coming. Please work together with each other, love one another, live in love and hope, and may peace be with you always. Thank you so much for tuning in with us, and thank you for continuing to be with Master Your Stories, Saul Communications, and Kim Plyler. Thank you.